Ladies and gentlemen,
Potatoes.
welcome to this installment of the LTS podcast. Today, we have the Big Three. Pause. Featuring Alan, straight from On the Streets, international, Mr. Worldwide.
What's up, Marco? Thank you for that generous introduction.
Repping the East Coast with that
That's
brim.
all I can say. yes, I am. Thank you.
And now, last but not least, Mr. J.
Pause.
That's all he says.
What? For what?
Alan over here does the reaction like first, like, what? What do you mean by that? Yeah, there you go.
Who?
What do you
Basically,
mean by that?
Hit him. Snoop Dogg. Who?
it's just little. I've been when I went and got this chicken, I was like explaining it,
Yes.
and in every half sentence, Marco's like pause.
No, you
pause.
told me to update it to say pause.
Yeah, I told him to say mentally pause because this guy is like thinking about everything he should
Everything
have.
under the sun.
Just basically.
I mean, I love
Pause.
chicken.
See,
What? What? Makes no
like
sense.
for example, I went to a grocery store, a Mexican grocery store, and they had a little pasteleria, and I'm like, let me see what they got.
Very good.
And I saw they had cakes
Pause.
and cups, like little like. See, and he's thinking, he's like, no. He told me, he's like, you went and got caked up. I'm like, hey, yeah.
What? That's wild.
I'm like, Marco, please.
Yo, Marco.
This is a Christian
where have you
Minecraft
been-
server.
Yeah, where have you been chilling at, bro?
For me to clarify, I have to say in Spanish. I'm like, is what I
You
say?
tell
Marcos?
me?
Vaso es un vaso con pastel, and
A
I'm
cup
like,
with a
Oh,
cake.
that's awesome, bro. Delicious.
yeah, I got me a
Pause.
chocolate cake and a tres leches. Well, how's
A
that
cup with
pause?
cake. In my head, it's my thoughts. So that's why I have to say pause.
Un vasito con pastel, but it wasn't un vasito, it was un vasote. But yeah, I got me a chocolate cake and a tres leches cake. I don't know why. I have an idea why. The tres leches was heavier.
Heavy.
It's probably because that's leche. That heavy.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, I'm like, I was deciding too. But I'm like, you know what? Let me get both.
¿Por qué no los dos?
As you should. Yes.
I was like, which one should I get? You know what? I'm gonna get both. Good night.
Good night.
And then like I'm here trying to like explain my good deed that I did for today. Is like I gave some homeless lady like, cause like I told Marcos I always have a rule. If some homeless person asks me for money, I don't give them money. But he asked me for
Right.
like food or a drink, I'd be like, all right, that's fine.
And I said,
so I'm like,
and
all right,
I said, no, I'm not gonna.
but I'm like, he didn't explain. She's like, I'm like, all right, what do you want to drink? And he goes, pause. I'm like, Marcos, please. And then I tell him, and I ask her, what do you want to drink? She's like, oh, I want a Coke. And he's like, pause. And I'm like, Marcos. And I'm trying to explain. So I'm like, hey, look, because the lady was like, hey, look, I'm
Pause.
thirsty. I want something to drink. See, I'm like, she's like, I'm
Oh,
thirsty. I want something to drink. Can you please get me like a soda? And that's where I say, okay, what kind of soda? She's like, can I get just a Coke? I'm like, well, hey, look, since you're thirsty, I'll give you the Coke and I'll go get you a water bottle. It's like, it's not that much for me. So I go
Right,
in,
right.
and then Marco is like, pause. And I'm like, oh my God. Mind you, this is after I'm telling him the story. Luckily, he wasn't there with me.
I would have been like, oh my god.
yeah,
I would have been the
pause.
reaction.
So I go in, I buy they only had cans, so I bought her a can of Coke and a Dasani. Unfortunately, is all they had, but you know,
Oh, that,
water is water.
Garbage
No
water,
Poland
yes.
Springs.
I guess.
Yeah, no Poland Springs, and
I think that might be worse.
basically. No, but I gave her the water bottle and the Coke, and she's like, thank you very much. And I'm like, listen, you have a good night. She's like, oh, thank you. God bless. I'm like, don't worry, God bless you too. And then Marco says, pause in the middle of this. I'm like, what do you
And I
mean?
asked him, didn't you give her change for the bus? And he explains again the bus.
And I'm like,
money.
no. And again, I explained him the rule. I was like, I don't give money. I give drinks and food. That's it. No alcohol, just
echo
soda,
the reverb.
water, and that's about it.
Damn, look at that. Look at that face.
He gone.
Look at that. He's like the serious face. Yes.
But yeah, so Marcos out. He's like pause every like five
Every
sentences.
second
I'm like,
word,
Marcos, are you trying to put in like the periods, the point, like what's going on here? He's like, just in case.
And I feel you on that, bro. I think that's I guess that's the moral
Pause.
story.
The moral of the story.
Pause everywhere.
The moral story. It's like, no, pause. No. Like giving people, like if people in need, give them some food, give them something to drink. Don't give them money. Don't facilitate their sometimes their vices, right? With giving them money, because sometimes that's what you essentially do. You just give them the money, and you're thinking you're helping the person out, and it's like, bro, they use that money for maybe their
vices,
illicit
yeah.
And illegal vices. Yeah. And it's like it's a lot better. I think it's a lot more productive if you hold them down with some food, something to drink. I think that makes sense. Like I share that same sentiment as
And what about you? Any stories?
Take a sip of this juice.
I'm waiting on that random homeless person to tell me where I can get a plate of food for 10 cents.
What?
That's good.
No, there's a comedian and I think Brain's got talent. But he gets approached by a homeless person. He's like, hey man, can I borrow, this is English, so he's like, can I borrow 10 pence for a plate of food? And he looked at him like shocked. He's like, brother, you know where to get a plate of food for 10 pence? Let me come with you. I got 20.
Brother.
Mind you, 20 pence is like 20 cents, I think. Is what he meant. I think, I don't know. I'm not British. I'm not that
British,
cultured.
he says.
I'm not British. He's like, 20 pence? Let me join you, my brother. And there he goes.
That brave soul. He's out there in the streets, Mr. Worldwide. Shall we?
Yes.
Disclaimer. May cause side effects of laughter, critical thinking, and maybe a little disagreement. Now, let's slide in. Let's see. Let me put this up top on the front end. Where is it? Here. Nope. Right there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. The power of slime. Nature's genius? Question. Nature's secret weapon. Imagine subway systems. Subway systems flow. What am I reading? Oh, there we go. Let's see you read it for me.
Wait, where's the
I
notes?
just sent it on the squad over there on the link.
It's not enough. Not enough.
Flowing. Yes, please.
You want me to read
Thank
it, bro? Alright, so the power of slime, nature's genius. That's a question mark. So number 1, nature's secret weapon. Imagine subway systems flowing with slime mold, minimizing travel time and congestion. The single-celled organism excels at building efficient networks. Number 2, science in action. From mimicking Tokyo's subway to optimizing Amazon ant trails, experiments prove slime mold's potential. Real-world projects in road networks and logistics are already benefiting. Number 3, virtual revolution. Simulation makes this power accessible to all. Optimize telecommunication networks, energy grids, even medical supply chains. The possibilities are endless. Number 4, join the movement, explore the science potential and future of slime's mold optimization. Be part of a sustainable and efficient future driven by bio-inspired intelligence.
Yeah.
And the source is MLA format.
I had to.
And then slime mold hacks.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, they could read it later if they
harnessing
want to.
nature's genius for efficiency.
But yeah, like basically,
okay.
I was told
like
in
4 or 5.
somebody that did a trip to New York City. It's like the flow of people is just crazy, right? Personal experience, we can all agree that NYC flow is just crazy on the amount of people. It's not the biggest out there in the world, but it's still crazy. And people are saying, why don't they try to renovate it and using the slime, imitating nature? I'm like, what do you mean by that? I literally said, like, Oh yeah, like Japan imitated that by using slimes out there and trying to come up with the most optimal flow. I'm like, is that a fact or fake?
Like
Maybe.
Tensuro,
Right?
reincarnated as slime. That type of slime,
No.
or
I mean,
what are we
like
talking about?
actually, like a slime mold. I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that? And the person explained it. Right? Like, is this really, or is this just a Snapple fact, if you will? No, it actually happened, and I did the research. It's not what you think. It's nuanced, meaning that they didn't directly copy it, but once they created the grid and they put it into the system,
They were inspired by
not
it.
even inspired. The slime mold mimicked what engineers and people out of decades of research did, meaning it more or less proved that the system that they used was efficient. And basically, the slime just checked their homework, if you will, in simpler terms. And now there's other places in the world, like specifically in Europe, that it actually did happen that way. That in this again, and I put the sources. It happened chronologically. The first one, the Japanese story, happened in the 2010s. In the 2010s, the Spanish program for transportation stuff that actually happened in the 12s or 14s, and they did use it to make it more efficient. The roads of a small town, not of the whole country, mind you. And then for another,
So does how this affect LeBron's
a
legacy?
lot makes it more efficient, more money, more stuff can be made. Always follow the money, if you will. Again, there's some experiments that can happen that have been happening in the U.S. that they're trying to improve different road productions. They did that following the road system of the U.S. to more or less show that it is effective. The system, the mold or the slime imitates what's already there, giving legitimacy to the hard work and decades of labor that this science of infrastructure grids was made. Now, there are also some scientists in California also did like not an AI, but a program, a software that actually imitates the slime mold to have a digital, a software equivalent of a slime, not only always having a slime. And they're trying to use that system to improve the airport services. Everyone here has been on a plane, right? Everyone's gone through airports, TSA, all those things. These guys are trying to make a way to standardize it, and they're working on it. And as of I put the source, I don't remember what, but it was in the 2000s, in the late, like in the 20s, in the teens to 20s, that they're working systems to make it more efficient on the airport infrastructure of the U.S. and hopefully make better pitches to improve upon that. And then there's South American countries that are trying to imitate using actual molds, slime molds they're called, single cellular organisms, by the way, and that they're trying to imitate all this. Again, they did the Amazons to prove that the ants did an efficient infrastructure in the part where they're doing the study with the single celled slime. Like, yeah, no, ants did a good job, basically. And what I'm trying to say is that more and more projects are being done. I think even Mexico City is trying to do a slime grid test right now, and they're in the process. The results are still to be shown. Again, all of these things that I wanted to share with the squad or with the listeners, I'm gonna put them on the notes. But this is always interesting to me. Was this fact or fake? And because people always say, "Oh, traffic is crazy." We've all been in traffic. Can something be done about it with the current technology or living organisms that we have right now? Turns out that there is, and it's not what you think with the slime story. What do you think, guys?
I did not know that slimes were used as the outline for, train stations or the metro system in different cities. That's interesting. I always thought it was like a competition to see who had more money to invest by
It wasn't
the
done
and make
with the slime in front. It was done retroactively, proving if it was the most optimal solution that was already constructed. You know what I mean? They didn't pitch the slime to be first in this endeavor.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because I don't know if like people back in the day thought to themselves, you know what we should do? Building our train tracks or train system like a slime system. Like I don't
slime
know that was their like first. Yeah. Like I always thought it was they drew inspiration from other things besides.
Turns
slimes,
out that
but
the
that's
Slimeway is also the highway. Pause.
No, yeah, because from what I remember, and not to get too conspiratorial, like conspiracy theories, you know. But you know, places like around the world, especially like I'll just give you an example, like what's it called, Washington D.C. Right? A lot of their streets and stuff like that are very geometrically aligned. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like aligned with masonry work done by the Freemasons, right? So again, conspiratorial, yes, a little bit, but it just reminded me a little bit of that because they apparently a lot of the streets were made in such a way that they all point to the capital city, right, of Washington D.C. Which, interestingly enough, Washington D.C. it's District of Columbia, right? It has nothing to do with anything. I guess you could say American, but more like a deity, which is the District of Columbia, right, or Columbia, the quote unquote goddess of something or other, Greco-Roman goddess, I guess. But it's interesting that how a lot of influence from like Freemasons ended up in the way the streets were, or the layout of the city is, right? And the way that it's structured and there's like a lot of these geometrically shaped or made streets that all point
and
to
they're
the
most
same
efficient
direction.
flow to go
And
in
there's a
and
lot,
out of the center of the city, if you will.
Well, I don't know if it's efficient. I just know that it's their way to putting their fingerprint on something that they have their hands on, right? So again, it might, yeah, maybe it's like their signature, I guess. Again, their fingerprint, and I don't know if it's because it's efficient or just because they want people to know that they had a hand in building that city. And again, a lot of cities around the world have that very similar outline from the Freemasons and whatever other forces that have probably been at work, you know, toiling around in the underbelly
of city planning and politics.
Yeah, right. So that's what it reminded me of a little bit. Because again, this is the slime thing is a little new to me. I've never.
It is new that it's not even 10 years old, maybe 10 years old.
Right, they have that. People have drawn inspiration of that. I mean, I can see them doing that, but again, I can only imagine that that's because that comes to play because it's efficient in some way, shape, or form. But I'm not
But it
quite
diminishes
sure.
the man hours literally of building cities or streets. You know, in the trenches. Realistically, it reinforces that their way of thinking was correct. But if you don't know the context, you're saying, oh, you know, all this could, you know, let's copy what in this case the Japanese did and copy the slime's homework. No, it was actual man hours that they put their nose to the grindstone and thought about what's the best way to move millions of people every minute, every second. It wasn't just a little slime. I'm not diminishing. No shade. Throw it to the slime, but still, what's more efficient? Thousands of there has been. You know, I'm not saying that humanity is the end all be all. Neither. I'm just saying that people did their work, and you know it's a constantly changing thing. You know, like cities don't just stay cities like they were 10,000 years ago. Or look at the Romans. The Romans had they have the Colosseums and all those things, and they always improve. I think they try to improve the roads. New York City, they're always trying to build new things and try to improve upon it. Did you hear about the tunnels right now that some people found in New York City, like within this month?
Yeah.
As of this recording.
Right?
Yeah.
Like these catacombs type of thing. But that's nothing new.
They were recently built.
I want to believe it was recent. Well, but that's nothing new. Like, go to any city of renown. And you'll find catacombs, tunnels, X, Y, and Z. It's just, again, going back to your point of having like the humans mimic in some way, shape, or form, like these slimes or ants and stuff like that. It's like people want to feel, I guess, powerful in the sense where they can connect things without people know. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like John Wick, right? Where you have like these secret societies and like these potential overlords of certain groups and underworld of assassins and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of that, where it's like you see that in a movie, and then when it actually plays out in the real world, it's kind of weird. But you kind of go like, yeah, I can see that being real, or somewhat real at least, because again, to your point, last month they found catacombs or tunnels that were recently built. I mean, what can we say about the tunnels that are being built underneath from Tijuana or one of the sides or part of Mexico to the United States underneath, right? Underground tunnels. So they can move whatever they have to move, whether that be armaments, drugs, people, whatever, what have you, right? Or like any like the Vatican City, right?
Oh yeah.
Where underneath there's probably like catacombs and stuff like that, right? I'm pretty sure it's right wherever, like the city over now, right? And again, you probably have the same thing in places like Rome, where after around 2,000 years, you still have structures like the Colosseum still built on that have been built over 2,000 years, and they're still standing. I mean, mind you, they're not in perfect condition because no one's really been maintaining them, but they have stood the test of time for the most part. Same thing with pyramids. Same thing with what's it called? A lot of these ancient structures out in Peru or in Mexico. All these. What was the word, the phrase that Israel used? It's not pyramids, right? It's tall structures or tall
elevated structures.
Or something like that. Elevated structures. There you go. Thank you, Frosty. Yeah, like you have all these elevated structures on this side of the globe that are still standing, and it's like it just goes to show you. Like, what's the recent news, right? Like, all these millionaires and billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg and all these other people that are like with a lot of money building bunkers
and selling it to rich people,
just in case just in case the zombie apocalypse happens or some sort of apocalypse happens. They're good for a while, right?
Yes, sir.
So it kind of reminds me.
There's
of
always
too.
like again. What ticked me off to do this research and hopefully this episode. Hopefully, what do you think of this title? The Slimeway is the highway, or the Slimeway is or the highway. Pause.
Pause.
But yeah, it triggered me. If you will, like all those years.
No, it didn't trigger you. What happened was you had them shower thoughts.
No, the shower thoughts came later. Throughout the day, I took notes. I'm like, okay, thank you. I didn't think about that. Thank you. In my 9 to 5. And at my 9 to 5 job, and I'm like, okay, let me take note. Let me do research later on, because it was genuinely interesting.
Genuinely?
Genuinamente. I can literally say it in Spanish, but not in English.
Genuinamente.
Genuinely.
Yeah, generally. Generally or genuinely.
Literally. You know what I mean. It was.
But
why? But yeah, no. And I was like, let me write that down and do some research later. And after taking a shower, I did research. I created the document. And boom, Bob's your uncle. And then,
so Marco, let me ask you this though: how do you like to take it? Large or small?
I always go large.
I see. Pause.
Do you like that? Do you like it? Do you like the intro? Go for it, Jose. Yeah,
for the next. Okay. Marco likes to take a large. We heard it here first, boys and girls.
On tape.
Hey, yo.
No, but Dunkin's spring menu just leaked and people are already obsessed. Sunshine in a cup. The lavender cream frappuccino. I don't know about this. Is
Sounds like my aerosol.
is a delightful blend of sweet lavender syrup, creamy milk, and ice, topped with whipped cream, and a sprinkle of not just sugar but lavender sugar. It's the perfect way to welcome spring. I don't know about that. I'm about to smell like Febreze out here.
Airwick. Glade.
Then we have a matcha made in heaven with the double asterisks on it. I don't know why. Asterisks. Why is there asterisks, Marcos? I will figure out later. Wait. Matcha made in heaven. The ice lavender matcha, oat milk matcha. What is this? Matcha combines the calming taste of lavender with the energizing power of matcha green tea.
Pause.
It is a delicious and healthy way to start your day. The oat milk delight. The iced lavender oat milk latte is a smooth and creamy latte made with oat milk, lavender syrup, and espresso. It is a dairy-free option that everyone can enjoy. And then we have the
Yes,
next
sir.
one, right, Marcos? The Starbucks spring menu features a special ingredient, and fans are super excited. Why? I don't know how special this ingredient is. The sweet and savory, the new, how do you say that? Satan? Satan? Siete. Oh yeah, I'm thinking English.
Siete.
I'm thinking
Spanish,
English.
bro.
The siete tortilla chips are. I'm thinking English pronunciation. Siete.
Boy.
Tortilla chips are perfect. Wait, what?
Dang, bro.
Chips are perfect for dipping. This is Starbucks, right?
It's
This is not Taco Bell.
think outside the box, boy. Taco Bell said.
Are perfect for dipping into your favorite. Yo, wait. Who wants to dip tortilla chips in a coffee drink?
Pause.
In your favorite Starbucks drink, which is basically coffee. They're made with all natural ingredients and are gluten-free, grain-free, and paleo-friendly. I mean, it's corn. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure. Does corn have gluten? I don't think so, right?
It's a
Well,
carb.
I think it's when it's processed, but the flour that they mix it,
The masa.
because if it's masa, then it's good.
It might not be grain-free though.
Yeah, but if you add flour to it to stretch the dough, if you will, that's when you have gluten inside it.
Yeah, but my question is, who the hell is gonna be dipping tortilla chips in their cafecito?
Monsieur Starbucks.
That is disgusting. Yeah, imagine it's like we grab tortillas, start dipping it in
It's the
coffee.
Slimeway or the highway, Jose. The Slimeway or the highway.
It's like
What do you mean Slimeway?
they think it's like what's it called, French fries with the Frosties or something.
I mean, I can get that, but like, bro, we have pan dulce. Like, bro, what? We don't need
That is
tortilla
true.
chips.
Very
Like, it would have been nice if they said, "Yo, Starbucks made unos conchas."
Mexico
or like,
collaboration with Starbucks. Yes, please and thank you.
yeah, bro, they're like, nah, it's too expensive. Let's just grab tortilla chips and call it a day.
I've seen that they have the Valentine's donuts out here in Mexico.
Oh, it's delicious.
Tomatoes.
I'm gonna break my heart into them teeth. Anyway, skinny snack. The skinny dipped almond flavors are a delicious and healthy snack option. Excuse me. They are dipped in a thin layer of chocolate, so you can indulge without guilt. Bullshit.
Chocolate?
Yo, what's funny is that I recently watched the Wonka film.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
And what
It was
it?
good?
It was okay. I think it was pretty good. Was it as good as the original? The
70s?
OG? No.
OG?
Yes.
Well, my man.
Gene
Willie?
Wilder? What her name was? Gene
Wilder.
Yeah, the original Willie.
Wilder.
He was Wilder.
Like it was a nice little movie / musical that they played.
Not even
Those
with Captain Jack Sparrow was as good as the Gene Wilder one.
I mean that's the one I grew up with. But like I was like telling my friend that I went to, I was like, bro, which one is it? Because like if I remember the original OG, actually like we're going to 10. I'll come back to this. But anyway, the Spring Fling, there's new cup designs are shared to put a smile on your face. They're bright and cheerful, and they're perfect for celebrating the arrival. Gotta go to the next page. Of spring.
In it.
What? No, I think you're thinking of it's Tuesday, in it. But yeah, as I was saying before though, where the Wonka timeline, the lore, I'm like in the OG from like 1971 or something, if I remember correctly, because I wasn't born around that time, but I watched the movie. I remember Mr. Wonka talk about his family. Or do you guys?
Nope. It was like the Mr. Yeah.
I thought
from the Johnny Depp
I
one.
from the original, right? Well, isn't he supposed to be Charlie?
Willy Wonka? No, there's Wonka and Charlie's the little kid that comes in the factory.
That's what I'm saying. The original was Willy Wonka, and then he brought in Charlie. So Captain Jack Sparrow is Charlie from that point on, right?
I thought he's
basically Charlie when he grew up. I don't think it was a retelling of the story.
I thought it was a retelling because it's in the movie in the new one from 2007. The character name was Willy Wonka.
That's weird if that's the case.
But I'm like, if I remember the original, it doesn't ever mention Willy Wonka's parents. Because in the Johnny Depp one,
yeah, you're right.
They mentioned Willy's father, who was a dentist, which kind of was ironic. And in the new one, they say Willy Wonka used to grow up in a jungle. A situation.
I'm sharing my screen.
Because they showed Willy and his mother on a boat going down the river.
Damn.
Wait, hold on. Pause it, Marcos.
Damn, they.
But yeah, is in the new movie, they showed Wonka going down the stream with his mom on a boat, and that's where he developed his love for chocolate. Is because his mom would collect cocoa beans and then eventually make a bar of chocolate for him on his birthday.
Yes.
So that was the lore into that, at least in that movie. But I'm like, so you have one timeline where we don't mention any parents, one timeline where the only parent mentioned is the father, and then supposedly this next movie is supposed to predate both of these movies. Yeah, because this is when Wonka had his start, his big break. So I'm like, my best guess is that they're following the older movies. Just because of the fact that Willy Wonka said he had a mother instead of just his father. But yeah, it was
yeah, that still kind of wigs me out if that's the case. What's the word I'm looking for? The continuation and continuity of the story. Like, why introduce Charlie? The next two videos, it's like they're retelling the same story.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
There you go, right there.
But yeah, that's other than that, I think another controversy for the movie is that instead of what's his name, Timothy? No, Timothy. Because if you see there on the shared screen, the first thing that says today, you see his name for the actor who played Wonka. They said instead of him, they wanted I think his name is Jeremy White. Marcos, look up Shameless on that Shameless, the TV show. On that screen that you have right now. Marcos.
I'm looking.
Oh.
Look up Shameless and then look at the cast and look up for a character that's named Lip or Philip. And tell me the name of the actor.
Okay. Steve Howie? No.
This was
Oh, no,
this
no.
reminds me of something, guys. I wanted to share with you. I don't know if you guys heard of this theory for the movie Willy Wonka, but there was this movie theory about how Willy Wonka was the
Oh, Marcos, I got it.
either the prequel, either the prequel or the sequel to this other movie called Snowpiercer.
I
I
have,
don't know
yeah.
if you guys ever. Yeah, I don't know. So
they
apparently,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, they wanted this guy to be the new Wonka because he looked more like Gene Wilder than the other guy did. The other guy was what's his name? Timothy.
Or Johnny Depp,
Johnny Depp was one?
This guy.
or
This is for the new one.
or the guy from
The brand new.
Dunes.
Yeah, the guy from Dunes. This is for the brand new movie. So they chose him, but people wanted the other guy to play Willy Wonka because they said he looks more like Gene Wilder than
Can
the
you
other
put a
guy.
picture of Gene Wilder?
There you go.
I guess.
I mean, you can
Kinda.
kind of see it. It's like a younger version of himself.
Kind of with the hair, right?
Yeah. Even though I think Gene Wilder is more
Like the-
curly.
Yeah, the facial features, I guess, the structure is
Nothing
very
can
similar.
that a wig can't fix, or maybe even some, makeup.
But I think overall, I think it was a good movie. I give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, you were saying that, Alex?
Yes. So yeah. So yeah, I was just remembering that I remember a movie theory from a while ago. There was this movie called Snowpiercer, and I think it was due to the fact that I want to say maybe it's the same director that directed both movies. And I just sent you guys through the group chat of a YouTube video that I remember watching a while ago, a couple years ago, and yeah, and now that you mentioned it, I'm kind of remembering what it was about. So it was basically a prequel, and this post-apocalyptic movie takes place in the future after Willy Wonka, but it never says it is Willy Wonka. And apparently, the protagonist of the movie of Snowpiercer is Charlie. And you see a lot of like Easter eggs and hidden meanings of like Willy Wonka from back in the day movie in
An
the movie
expanded universe
Snowpiercer.
kind of thing.
So it was really interesting. Yeah. But apparently, again, this is the movie theory that people threw out there, and in the video that I
I'll
sent
put
you,
it in the link if they want to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of like symbolism and stuff like that. You can actually parallel these things, and it looks very interesting, very promising
Very nice.
for a theory. So
Yeah. And now imagine pairing that with a good show of anime. What do you think?
yeah.
Now let's slide into the anime sound effect here. Now let's all give a minute of silence for the etchy throwback segment. Remember Sekiro?
Oh, no. Yes. Before we get to Sekiro, we gotta do
for
a
it.
shout out. We gotta do a shout out to one of these great actors that just passed away recently. He was the actor that portrayed Apollo in Rocky, and was
Dylan, yeah, the
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Predator.
Yeah, from Alien or Predator. I'm sorry, Predator. I forgot my man's name. Oh my goodness, what a terrible person I am.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah,
Like he's
I
Big
forgot
Daddy
my
D.
man's name. Yes, in Rocky. My man,
guy-
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers. Rest in peace, yo. What a great guy, man. He was a great actor, hell of an athlete, and yeah,
Hell of a man.
he'll be dearly missed. Hell yeah. So yeah. Now that we said our shout out and goodbyes to Carl Weathers. I'm sorry.
No worries.
You can
So
proceed.
with the before, do you want to use the segment? Do you guys want to first give a little news update with the anime, Alan and Josue?
I'll let Jose take it away because I think I think we went overboard Marco's last recording with Kenichi. So I think it's
Mr.
only
J.
right for Jose to
Hit us with that news. Stuff. Yes, sir.
give some insight.
In other news, damn, Ecchi. Oh wait, you got the
No,
intro,
it's the
Marcos?
soundboard stuff. I'll put it in post. I'll post up and post. Pause.
So remember Sekirei. Never forget. Recommendations. None of them.
We've seen some of these. What do you mean?
I've seen all of them, and except for one. I can't recommend them. Anyone, Marcos. All of these. Funny enough, I think the most tame one from what I've seen is Campione.
Maybe freezing. Maybe.
No, what do you mean? Freezing is not tame.
Neither is Makenki.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The most tamed one here is probably
I haven't seen
Campione.
Loveless, so I can't attest to it.
Why'd you put it
Because
here?
chronological dates, my brother.
But why'd you
Because
put it
I
here?
want to hear your opinion. Yes.
About Loveless?
Don't you dare say trash.
Well, let me see. I've never
Okay.
seen
What
it.
about you, Alan? Have you seen this show called Loveless? Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna say
damn.
trash.
Makenki. If it's up there with Makenki,
Well, it's up there because it's chronologically in order.
yeah.
In order.
Oh, and Rosario Vampire. That one was a good story.
If I were to rate these ones, I think High School DxD is the best one
Yes,
out
sir.
of all of them. Plot wise, not edgy plot
Personality-wise,
wise.
Oh, okay. That's quite a list.
Love less, say less. Nah.
Why are these all? Why
I don't
all their
think-
references are etchy, Marcus?
Because that was the inspiration, the throwback.
Etchy throwback.
Well, then I'll take over and start talking about solo leveling that I've been reading.
Don't you want to see the 2024
Because
roundup
I got-
for that one for the inspiration of Ecchi?
No.
Okay, go for it then.
Anyway, I'm gonna look, Marcos, I love etchy, but let's be honest, etchy is that's it. That's all the plot there is. Everything else is like High School DxD made a good attempt at getting plot without the etchy, but let's be honest, that's all I had. If you remove the etchiness out of all of these animes, it's dead.
Wait, you guys didn't find Freezing a little bit more compelling than most of these? Just for the story? Like, I thought it was a lot more compelling.
I thought it was
than all the
interesting,
other
but I
stories.
feel like they never finished it.
Well, we can say the same
That's
thing
what he
about all
said.
the other ones.
Yeah, none of them got finished on an anime, but in manga, we will never know.
Right, but for High School DxD, from the research we were doing last time in previous episodes, the biggest factor is that it doesn't print money like it wants to. This is the reason why what's it called? We still get more data lives even
is true.
after so many years.
It keeps on
than
coming
High
back.
School DxD. Right, because I think it's Bunko something or other is the producer or whatever the case is
Bunko
for High
Stray
School
Dogs?
DxD. Something like that. I think I forgot the name of the production company, but in order for them to actually consider another what's it called season, they have to sell more merch. Because the last thing, well, not merch per se, but more DVDs and manga and stuff like that in order for them to actually see that there's money in it. Whereas Data Live does sell, and you get off so much product. So like
even the body pillows.
Especially the body pillow.
Yeah, like what's it called? Well, it's because they have like 1,000 girls that are all freaking, half like pixie fairy girls, and it's crazy because what's the one with the clock in her eye? Tomoki, whatever her name is. Well, she's the one that gets the most anime figures. And same thing with another show that is similar to High School DxD and Data Live. There's another one that's part of the same group that gets a lot more love because it sells a lot more. And then for the other ones, Loveless, I can't say I've seen that one. Makenki, again, I think it's the typical, the guy is dumb, like dumb as bricks, and he still gets the girl at the end of the day, and a lot of girls really like him because he's very sincere and very down to earth, and like it kind of gets you pissed off because you're like, yo, be better, do better.
You put your hand, you slam your hand.
And then and then Campione, I feel it's like, okay, the only twist about that one was that dude became the demon thing, I think, right? Or am I bugging?
No. That's what I'm saying. That's like the most tame in terms of like etchiness. In terms of things popping out of nowhere. That's what I was saying.
I was completely fine with Campione, like for that one single season. I don't think they need to make more. But when it comes to like Makenki, I see why they came out with like 2 seasons, because
they needed to finish what they started.
And they kind of ruined it because it was like a different, I think,
animation style
company, that animation studio, because it went from Sebek, I think, or Gonzo or something like that, and it completely changed another one. So the art style was way different. It was a lot more, I want to say, like curvy, and like the worst way possible. Like it wasn't as refined and defined.
Marcos was sad about that one. So, there's a tear in his eye when he saw that.
Yes. And then for Rosario Vampire one, I think it was good, and I don't think it needed another season. I think it ended on
the best.
It ended, right?
Yeah,
it ended like.
But
at the end of the
I think Rosario plus a vampire was very repetitive.
Like Monster of the Week?
Yeah.
No, like every episode it was they're in some trouble, they can't handle it. What's her name comes around with the Rosario, then you hear the guy in the background be like, every night when the moon turns something, he's like, every time she takes off the Rosario, the real what her name comes out, and that's when she becomes the vampire.
And didn't they separate at one point?
Right.
They did.
Well, point being that, again, to Mr. J's point, it was very repetitive. It didn't seem like it was going anywhere, and it ended where it ended. So after that, what can I say about High School DxD? I think as far as the premise goes, it was pretty good. And it was pretty good in the sense that there was some sort of like world building, because you not only had like the angels and the demons, you had the fallen angels, and then you also had
the
dragons,
other like the Easter, right?
You had Sun Wukong in there.
Powerful. Yeah, you had like all these Eastern and other mythologies in the mix, which kind of added to a little bit of the spice of the actual storyline. And I think it was kind of cool in the sense that they were building off of that I guess the angels and the demons weren't the only thing that was part of the overarching story. There was more levels.
Yeah, because you had like Odin, you had, like I said, Sun Wukong. You had
right.
I think Thor was there,
and then you had like Mjolnir.
Yeah,
it was the hammer. So he made a special appearance, right? And then you had like this void where the dragon, the eternal dragon, would like roam around and stuff like that, where they threw one of the girls in there, which I thought it was very interesting, because you didn't have people that were ultimately like, there wasn't black and white, there was gray spots or gray areas. which made the story kind of, it made the story kind of interesting. And because Issei, the protagonist, isn't OP in the sense where he could control fully his powers, like he was always like a struggling buffoon.
But I think one of the more badass scenes in that is when he took Volley's orb that had his power, slammed it in his gauntlet, and he's like, I have taken your power. And so that he can do boost, which is every second or so he boosts his ability, and he can divide where he takes away half of the person's abilities or energy or whatever. Right.
So he basically took that I guess you could say the Eastern philosophy of yin and yang and kind of smashed it into his gauntlet, right? So divide
this guy became yin and yang.
So that's why the Red Dragon was like, oh, that's why you're my partner and everything, because we're gonna do something that was never done before, and like that gets you hyped up because you're like, okay, that sounds super dope.
And then the guy goes back.
It's like right, and then he gets his ass whooped by some other people. Like I'm like, dang, bro.
To me, there's this one part where like the dragon, I forgot what's his name. What's his name?
The fire dragon?
The red one.
Yeah, the red dragon.
The red.
No, that you're thinking about Fairy Tail.
Yeah. I forgot.
But anyway, there is a point where he was depressed, and I was like, "Bro, you just came back from stealing the white dragon's ability to I'm depressed." It's because he be thinking about them milk makers every day, and he's like, "Bro, he just it's like you even said it yourself. You just wasted a majority of your life taking someone's ability, and now you're like, I'm bored, I'm depressed." I'm like, bro, what did we just finish? It's like, bro, relax. We can't always be having the one-on-ones,
running the ones and twos.
Right, exactly.
You can't be running the ones and twos every day. You gotta rest.
Exactly.
He's like, I know these hands are ready to eat for everyone, but damn, not every day.
Right. And I think
Campion in high school and high school DxD are comparable in story wise.
I think story wise, I think Campion falls short by a lot.
Yeah, I think if we were gonna say like the length of the story and kind of like the development, I would say more Freezing and high school.
Yeah,
would probably be. I think the story, even though Freezing was left on a cliffhanger. No, it left on a cliffhanger and never made a return. Whereas
I'm still waiting.
High School made a return. Yeah, High School made a return.
I think they are going to make another.
Are you still waiting, Alan, out there? Are you still waiting?
I'm still waiting. But the problem is for me, as far as the High School is that the art style changed, and that's what kind of like made me not want to watch it.
Hit him with another mocking key.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fudge, bro? Like, why would you switch the art style? It was great. You didn't need to go back to try to make it look like the manga. Don't do that.
They didn't start
Don't
that
do
way.
that. If you're gonna do that, you should start it off like that. Right? They started off with a whole different art style that looked a lot cleaner, crisper, and a lot more detailed. Right? It's like going from Dragon Ball Z, that peak art form, peak. And then you go to Dragon Ball Super, and you think,
oh my god,
black.
Nobody questions. There's no doubt here. We all agree, right? That was better. Dragon Ball Z is better.
No finesse.
My guy, they went from when Goku was in Namek going Super Saiyan. My guy was bloody, bruised up, and was still throwing down hands to Super Saiyan 3. Goku versus Beerus looking so weird.
The shading was impeccable with Dragon Ball Z, and then they go to this goofy looking art style.
Are you talking about the movie?
Bro, my guy went from like seeing every detail of his body, like all the scars, the scratches, the bloodiness,
right,
to my guy looking like some weird like art abstract that we shouldn't see.
How about when he's going Super Saiyan 3 for the first time? How about that one?
That was peak.
You know what it reminds me of that meme? You know how that meme goes from Earth, Wind, and Fire? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
The 20th, right? Like the intro? We're like, dun, 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 and then they go, dun, 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 like that big one. That's what it felt like. That bootleg, that's how it felt like.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
was
guys, I'm just passionate.
I was
about
only
that, bro.
like
I'm just
happy
passionate.
with the tournament power animation. That looked a little bit better.
That looked a lot crisper. Yeah, a lot better. Still, it's not anywhere near Dragon Ball Z peak art.
That's
You
the
know, but
old toy
Gohan going
animation.
what it is.
SSJ2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That critical parts like that. That's where you need the art like that.
The only thing I miss is that they had a
where-
different song in Japanese.
Oh no,
though.
the English one I'd say is better personally.
Oh.
Personally, I'm happy being wrong.
No, I meant the song behind it. Because in the Japanese one, they had a different song. Before in the English dub, they just went silent, and then my guy just started
And
screaming.
then there's two versions: the Kai and the Toei one, and the one in Ocean dubs.
Like, look, let me see if I could find it.
Because even the Kai version is different. When Gohan goes SSJ2, I don't know if they retouched it on the Kai for Gohan SSJ2.
Maybe on the Blu-ray. They switched.
I
it
know
up.
that the original though, when Gohan up with against Cell for the first time was, it's memorable. I liked it.
Is
I mean,
it?
Where were you when Gohan went SSJ2?
Oh, here you go. Here it is. This is with the song. So you can probably hear it a little bit, but it might be blocked by you screaming.
Oh fuck. Was that the original Japanese?
Yeah,
This
they
is
had
80s.
a song over it. This was
80s or
silent in
90s?
English. I think 90s.
He got shot. Okay.
Look at that peak art.
The
folks. I know.
shading,
this is better.
the shadows.
The shading.
They messed up.
Yes.
They don't know they messed up. Yeah.
Look at that detail.
Do you think these Bantams are still alive? Yo, that soundproofing on their recording stage was not all the way there. Now
Basically.
English.
Wait, let me see if I can find the English one.
And there's two versions,
That's what I
remember,
wanna see.
Kai and regular English. And the 90s English. Or 2000s? I don't know.
You don't need the revised.
It's called
version,
Kai.
right?
Shorthand, it's called Kai.
Right, the Kai. Right.
Because the voice actor for the Kai one is Urza
That's
from
not-
Fairy Tail, basically. Or Gohan.
Who?
No, Gohan.
Goku? Oh, for Gohan.
This
This is the
not Kai.
90s one. There is a music, there's a beat.
There's a little, but look, he has a little like montage, which isn't bad.
They're letting it prolong, giving importance to the android.
Yeah, this was way longer here.
In Japanese, they didn't care about 16. Yeah, no, this is. What do you mean? This is better.
Nah, I like the song better one. Like this wasn't even here. Look at this.
This is way better.
I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but like, there's definitely more added
A lot more,
scenes.
yeah.
I don't know. The other one just
No,
seemed
go
more
for the Kai,
impactful with the
Kai
song.
version. they had to make a whole
Nah, I'm not
episode.
going
What do you
for that
mean? Just him powering up. That's the meme.
Yeah, look at this. Look how easy it was. Look at this. I feel like this is more impactful than the other one was. Like they didn't even need the second
The
scream.
incredible.
He's like, nah, I can make it last.
Go for Kai. Let's see what they made different in the 2010s.
Nah, I don't want to do Kai. Let's not
You
do
don't-
Kai. Kai is we don't talk about Kai that much. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Low key, I have a
But yeah.
bias towards the English one of the when I was growing up, and in the
Everyone did.
Wait, so did you enjoy Kai more than the original?
I never watched it. What do you mean? That implies I watched it. I never watched it. That
Wait,
says a
did you?
lot, actually.
You never watched
I
the
only
original
watched the OG
dub?
dub from the early 2000s and 90s. No.
Oh, so you never watched Kai?
What about you? Like,
Oh,
what's
okay.
your? How, did you?
I think I tried to rewatch all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z or in Kai version, but I never finished it. I just watched the Cell games and the Majin Buu one.
What's your
I
version?
believe. But I look to Josue's point. I really enjoyed the Japanese version where like they
Hold up,
did,
I'll
they
be
took
back.
the liberties. Yeah, they took the liberties of putting the music where they needed to, and I think the translation for certain things was a little bit like it made a lot more sense in the Japanese more than in what was translated into English. So, I mean, that was my I guess
Now
my
they all had
point of
their
view,
artistic. It's like
my
freezing, like we were talking about before. The season 1 had its own production company. The dub and original Japanese for DBZ in the 90s is they had their own production companies and their own artistic views, because even though they used the same animation, did you have any complaints on the English or in the Japanese version of the 90s for DBZ, like in the art style, or was the Japanese better?
I think for freezing, I would say I watched the English one because it was Funimation that made it. Same thing with Sekiro. Like I watched the English dub just because it was successful, and I like especially with those shows, I didn't know what the premise was. So instead of just trying to go in blind watching the original Japanese, I watched the dub. And I finished watching the whole thing in like English. But then for freezing, I went back and I watched it in Japanese. But for Sekiro, I didn't watch the original in Japanese. I just kept watching the English one. And it might have been just because the voice acting maybe wasn't 100%, but I found it very endearing. I really enjoyed the voice actors that and the way they acted for that particular show. Where for freezing, I enjoyed both, but I wanted to rewatch freezing, but in the original Japanese, in order for me to kind of get the gist of how the whole story played out, as far as like maybe the connotations or the meaning of certain things were, as far as like maybe certain things that were said by certain characters. That would probably make more sense in Japanese than in English.
If I remember correctly, I watched it first in English, then in Japanese, but I think they were both the same for me. But anyway,
Now
Marcos.
for Mr. J's OG stories. Go for it.
What have you OG
The
stories?
news line. Go with the soundboard of the news line, Marcos, in post. Go.
Wait, what do you mean though?
Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry.
No, but what do you want to
What
hear,
stories
Marcos?
do you have for Anime News Network? For Jay's News Network?
Well, I've been reading Solo Leveling. Oh, all of today. I made it up to chapter 100. Because
Which translator did you got? Which translator have you chosen to read?
I don't know. I just looked up a website that had all of them, and that's what I'm following.
Boy,
Yeah, because it's not solo leveling on the webtoons. I think it's called I Alone Level Up.
Well, let me check
Right.
webtoons.
If anything, just share sauce on the chat with us.
Never. I am but a man, Marcos. But anyway,
Back to you.
let me see if I can find it here. It's I think it's so right now in the anime. Wait, what's it called? What's it called again in webtoons?
I think it's called I Alone Level Up.
Oh, I don't see it here. Well, anyway, mine was called Solo Leveling. And from what I like to paint the picture of is that we're in a world where Marcos does not have cat girls,
Couldn't be me.
Oh, that's tragic.
but there are the gates from what I'm not talking about gates to the anime, Marcos. You hear me?
Pause.
So there's gates, and people can be assigned these gates based on the color, which determines the rank of the gate. So it goes from S all the way down to E. S, A, B, C, D, E. E being the lowest, S being the best of the
Yes, sir.
best. So we have our protagonist here, who is Sung Jun Woo. I think I'm saying that right. Jin
Okay,
Woo,
thank
something
you.
like that. We'll call him Jin. Or Sung, whatever. But anyway, Jin is the weakest hunter of them all. He's like, he has determined that, you know, if he goes on a quest, then it's gonna be easy. Delicious water. In one of these quests, they get sent to another dungeon, which has this man sitting on a throne and a bunch of statues that look like knights. And the door closes behind him and his group. And you know what? Someone was like, I'm gonna leave. And then Berkee just one-shots the guy. So basically, to sum it up, this is where he gets the concept of the system. Basically what happens is almost half of them gets killed. Eventually they do what they read on the board. And basically everyone lives, but the way Sung lives is he is given an offer where he's like, would you like to have a system of leveling up? So he's like, you know what, I'll accept it, because he's like, the next thing would be that his heart will stop. So he takes that offer, and we see later down the line that it's people originally thought it was an awakening, but when they checked up on him, because they could check the stats, he was the same. So people were like, no, this is not an awakening. So basically what it is a way to constantly be leveling up as far as he wants to go. Essentially, there is no limit. So basically by like chapter 60 of the webtoon or the manga, he's basically at S rank already. And like, so his abilities as of right now where I'm at is that he's resistant to basically any disability or any status effects. So he can't be poisoned, he can't be paralyzed, he can't be burnt, he can't be anything. All of that is negated. He has a dagger that has the ability to give paralysis and bleed. He is what's funny is that one of his ability it started off when it was offered to him as a necromancer, and then he was given this, like, you know, he's going to be given this title as necromancer. What he did is that he had to like survive this horde of I think there were zombies, if I remember, and he did a little sneaky trick that he didn't mean to do. So if he does, he has daily activities that he has to do. if he doesn't do them, he gets sent to the penalty world where he's faced in the desert to face against like giant centipedes, right? So what he did is he forgot about doing the daily activities, and in the midst of this challenge, he gets sent to the penalty world, and he's there for 4 hours. So my guy is like, okay, great, I have a chance to level up real quick and get stronger. So then 4 hours pass, and he goes back, defeats everyone there, and then he gets his reward. And then like you see is like, you know, he survives, he gets awarded. He defeated everyone, he gets awarded. He gets so much points that his title, his ability goes from necromancer to shadow lord. And from there, he's able to get the ability to get control over the undead. So everyone he just killed, basically he turned them into his minions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We even learned that there is this one knight that he faced that was like a red knight. He tried to take over him, but the first two tries doesn't work. So he realizes that if someone is about his strength or higher, it would be harder for him to take over. But eventually he does, because he's like, hey man, you're protecting a throne that no one sits in. Just join me and get stronger. And he takes him with him. And his name is Igris. So for where I'm at, this guy has basically his own personal army. He has the knight that I just mentioned. He has a giant bear, like monster. He has a sort of like
an ant.
He has an ant. He has a giant ant that like wiped out like everyone that was S ranked in that party.
He has a dragon.
He has a dragon. He has some kind of like weird high orc mage.
He also has other hunters that have passed away.
Oh, he has one, at least for me.
Right now, yeah.
So yeah, and which, mind you, that person was an S rank tank, and he named them tank.
Yes.
So it's like this guy has his own personal army, and he can't be stopped.
He's a menace.
I like how. So like the according to the lore at this point, the United States representative wanted to take him into United States, basically make him a citizen, and to kind of entice him to come in, they brought him a woman, but not an ordinary woman. She was able to unlock people's like hidden potential. So if they're stuck,
a gentle woman.
Master Guru
exactly.
from Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. She's able to make them 30% up to 30% stronger. So he's like, all right, let me try this out. So she's like, let me see them hands. He goes, okay. And like she sees inside of him. And for some reason she gets scared. Like she gets so traumatized. And she's like, oh. And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna have to come back to this later.
Meanwhile.
And then so we fast forward a little bit, and they're like, okay, so what happened? And she tells them that, she can't do anything because the motherfucker has no limits.
No breaks.
So it's like typically there is like some kind of limit everyone reaches, but she says that she didn't see any of that. Usually she sees it like in a bright light, and how bright it is, it determines how much limit they have. But she said she only saw darkness and him staring back at her. So, and then she mentions that he's a king, which I don't know what that really means now, but delicious. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. This guy is OP.
OP personified.
He still can't be Goku.
Or One Punch Man. Or Saitama, I mean.
Or One Punch. Right, because Saitama is basically him, but stronger.
It's basically.
Because, well, yeah, no joke. Because Saitama is another example of someone who doesn't have a limit. Because Saitama
Or
doesn't,
Superman.
and he always gets stronger the more he fights. That's why he's always looking for more people who are stronger.
Or Superman by that point. They have no break.
Nah, he probably gets one shot too. But that's the thing, is like he is always looking for stronger people because he knows that the stronger opponents he faces, the stronger he gets. Which hence why he's always looking for them. But yeah, I got so impatient to wait for the anime. But I don't know I don't think they're gonna get that far into
Season
what I read.
1 at most is not going to be that far.
Yeah, but it's definitely good. I really do recommend it.
Okay. What do we got, Alan? Did you go beyond that?
He's like, I finished it.
I want to say like I know quite a bit like farther ahead where with certain like major situations, but I think it wouldn't be like fair for people that are like anime only to like listen to me ramble about like tidbits and stuff like that. I'd rather have them watch it because like it's pretty darn near close to the actual webcomic, the original webcomic, where I believe the manga is a lot more. It adds a couple more things that weren't fleshed out as well in the original webcomic. So that might be something that they can look forward to if he reads the manga. As far as the anime is concerned, I mean, you can nitpick at it, and there's little subtleties that you might see or pick up on that would change a little bit. But other than that, everything is pretty spot on. I think it's a pretty faithful rendition of the actual manga. I mean, look forward to it. I mean, I don't know, like Postway said right now, I don't know up to where they're going to stop with the at the manga, but I don't think they're going to want to catch up to where it's at currently, like the translation at least, because it's getting translated. So yeah, according to how the volumes are out right now that are in English, I think they're up to the Ant art, if I'm not mistaken. And we're talking about like official translation, not the what's it called? The
Unofficial.
The fan translation. Yeah, the unofficial fan translations. But even then, like I think there's certain people that are fan translators that are really good at it. And again, you might get a different understanding or a different flavor of how the actual story goes along. From the fan dub and the original and the official licensed translation. So I mean, I guess you can definitely watch it, but a lot of people have been again, according to what I saw, I want to see either Otaku Spirit or TV reviews are saying how a lot of people or someone else were saying how there are fans that are very dedicated to this actual manhwa, that they do a better job than Seven Seas, and I think Seven Seas is the one that's publishing it. Don't quote me on that, but they've been having trouble with certain, I guess, ways or words that they're translating into English from Korean. So I think some people say that some fan dubs are for the actual solo leveling manhwa is a lot more faithful or a lot more fluid in the way it's being translated. So again, take that with a grain of salt. People have their preferences. So I would just say try to go through it, and if you're enjoying the anime, keep enjoying.
Marco's like, but real quick, I have something shared here. This is a recent panel in One Piece anime that I want to show you guys. Always. So basically in this panel, Luffy comes back from the whole meal he ate, even though he calls it a snack. And he's he's back in Gear 5, and Bonnie, Vegapunk, and whatever left is Kuma, left of Kuma is sees Luffy, and we see that Bonnie goes back to a memory you saw over here, where Kuma's telling her the stories of Nika, and he's like mimicking the beat that his heart would pound at. And then he says that every time Nika pops up, he's always coming out with this beat and with a smile on his face. So we see Bonnie, who's trying to take care of Vegapunk, who got stabbed by Saturn, sees Luffy just jump in the air with that same beat and that his heart makes, and him laughing out loud. And that's where like Vegapunk, he's like, I don't know if you realize this or not, but I think Luffy is, as Kuma has said, Sun God Nika. Because one of the reasons why he went to save Luffy and his gang is because he said he realizes that Luffy just might be Sun God Nika. And then that's later on in the boats, we see the giants come out of nowhere and says, "We're here to take Luffy." I don't know why, but I think it's part of the legend. But it's like, we're here for Straw Hat, who might also be called Sun God Nika, or I think they say that, or should we call him Sun God Nika? But yeah, it's like now they're gonna start kicking some booty.
I'm trying to think.
He had a light snack, and he's ready to take some names.
Rated E.
But unfortunately, next week they have a break.
Oh no.
But yeah, I saw this literally the edit, and I see I gotta read the chapter, and yeah, this is so this is not a fan edit like we saw before. This is like actually in the manga. Maybe not this color, but it's there.
I'm speechless over here.
My guy is about to run a fade. He's like, I'm gonna hit you with this 1-2 buckaroo. But yeah, that's in One Piece land. What do you think,
I'm
Marcus?
speechless over here. Because
Why?
I feel like it's getting a little bit out of hand. They have to expand new universes, obviously, and it just keeps it interesting. I remember back in my day when Luffy was still trying to go run the fate of a whale, and now he's fighting against dragons. It's just and giants, and then it's just getting out of hand. But it's not in a good way. In a good way, okay? Tastefully out of hand. For me, obviously, not for you or for Alan. What do you think, Alan?
I think that if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
I remember when Luffy just wanted to be a pirate king, the king of the pirates, but I feel like he should.
He's like, now he's a god.
Like, does he have to become a god first and then be the king of the pirates, or what's the deal?
Well, you have to be stronger than Roger. So.
Was Roger up there, like now, or was it?
Wow. What do you mean? Is he up there? He is up
still
there.
Stronger than
Who has topped him?
That's what Kaido said. He's top 5 people that could probably beat him that he was scared of. It was Whitebeard.
Look what happened to Whitebeard.
Obviously,
Kaido, Odin,
Goldie, Odin. I think Fat Mom
or Skinny Mom when she was back in the day.
Or Skinny, yes. And then obviously
Shanks.
Red-haired Shanks. And then and then last but not least, what's called Chopper, Tony Chopper, of course.
No. or maybe the guy with that looks like Shanks with the moon-looking haircut.
Yes, I forgot dude's name.
The one that could for some reason pass judgment to celestial dragons.
Not Buggy. Oh, I forgot who the guy is.
With that moon haircut.
I'm just saying, how this is why they're relaunching again One Piece. I feel like it got out of hand. They're like, we need to remake this now.
Nah, I don't think it's necessary, but I guess if you want to do like a couple of the first seasons where they thought that the art and animation could be better, like bettered or like retouched or redone, maybe take a little bit
like
out of the fillerish type. Yeah, like the fillerish episodes or parts of the episode, that would probably be greatly appreciated. But other than that, like I think as it is, it's good. And I don't know, this new art style that's taking place, what do you guys think? Yay, nay?
I
haven't
stopped
even
after
watched
the
it.
first few seasons at the start of the time skip. That's as far as I'm willing to go for now. Fishman Island, when they went to Fishman Island. When they finished Fishman Island.
I want to believe that the reason why they're doing new animation, like for this, I think this coming up part of Egghead Island, is because they're trying to give the animators a little bit of
Get
a
the
rest.
new blood in and get the guidance from the seniors.
Maybe, I mean, both. It's because Wano was such a like very, very detailed orientated art that they had to do with the fight scenes and all that other crazy stuff. Like I think that's why they're toning it down this arc, right?
I can imagine there being schools just for One Piece, the One Piece school animation.
In the One Piece.
I don't think so. I think it's like just what's it called? Shonen Jump is just throwing money at
And
it
they're
as
getting
much as
money
they
back,
can, right?
you know?
Because it's what Toei is. Shonen Jump Toei Animation, and I think it's one more. It's another company that does
Manga,
does work on it,
animation, and what else? What else?
No, because the mangaka is
Bandai.
Oda. Oh, Bandai, yes. But I think Bandai is more for
The action
toys
figures in the
and,
games.
yeah. That's where their resources are put towards. But as far as production, animation, and all the other stuff that we see on is Toei and what's it called?
Shonen Jump.
And Shonen, yeah.
And me.
And
of course,
this show is made thanks to viewers like you.
It's always been in the fine print. You just see, this is by Toei, this is by Funimation, or not Funimation, Shonen Jump, and then you see me, just
Sunshine.
Mr. J.
I'm there just standing menacingly with my arms crossed, and I'm like, you better be watching this.
I imagine you doing this.
Oh, yeah.
These hands, these hands are ready to eat for everyone.
And then we sign the dotted line or these hands.
No, there's not a dotted line. It's just me going these hands, but very small print. It's like you need a magnifying glass. Yeah.
Even on PDF, they have to enhance. But yeah, with that, wait, question. So right now, does this One Piece is pirating around their imaginary world, right? And then with the live action,
what do you mean? It is their world. It's not imaginary.
It's their world. I'm not. It's an imitation of our world to a certain point.
Marcos, we are.
Lifetime in soccer.
Yes, sir. But yeah, now, has there been like a new world kind of anime, for example, representing the exploration of the Americas or the Badlands, if you will, or maybe even Central and South America? You guys,
No, but we got Kuma Kuma Bear.
I need to watch that.
Yes,
show.
we do.
You keep saying this.
Cool, Marcos, mind you, I don't watch it.
But you say it so confidently.
You should be watching though.
I mean, Kuma Kuma Bear is just Kuma Kuma
It's a
Bear.
force of nature.
I mean, technically, solo leveling is world building ish. There's dungeons. What about
the
Tsukimichi?
Tsukiyomi one. Yeah, there you go. Tsukimichi,
So what?
that's world building.
Yeah, they I find it funny how like the next two up the second episode they explain like the past of the heroes, and then they're like, oh yeah, you know, they were there when he like flooded the battlefield. They just left before that.
I think it's their way of like trying to get you up to date with who these people are, like who they are, because they're gonna introduce them in like the later part of the season. In order for you to not like be like, oh, who the hell are these people? Why the hell should I care? And why are they so integral to the story?
I mean, they can't beat my man over here. I forgot his name. Makoto?
Goku. Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, him too. What's it called? Yeah, but I think she liked dude right before they got isekai.
I thought no one liked them.
I thought the girl that got isekai really liked him or something like that, or that's what it seemed to me like from the two episodes, like the first the explanation episodes. Like she was kind of feeling him because he was like he was the I guess the unsung hero of the archery club. And she really admired that about him or something like that.
I think you're right.
But again, maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But I think there's going to be some sort of connection from that point on.
You got the other hero who changes looks.
What is this, Tsukimichi?
Yes, the Moonlight Fantasy.
Yo, I need that.
Our Moonlit Fantasy.
The one that changes the looks? Which one is that?
He's the white hair guy. The one that like left before they fought. They're like, yeah, I'm out.
Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. My other anime that I'm trying to, I like said I would be watching. I was not watching.
Caught on 4K.
Let me see if I could find
been exposed. You're on.
I don't know why the bottom tier character Tomozaki this season has been lacking. Same thing. Bottom tier character Tomozaki.
Okay. What's that about?
It's like the guy who was good at Smash, and then the girl that was like right below him, like tries to teach him how to be a regular person.
Okay.
Banished from the hero party. I kind of been skipping on that.
Did you even finish it? The first season?
I finished the series season. Yeah. What else? I think only those two. Because Shangri-La Frontier is getting really good. Because they're facing and I should probably watch the next episode soon, tomorrow.
Okay.
They're finally facing this Tomb Guardian, who is like this like ancient robot, not ancient, it's a robot samurai with a horse.
Is this the giant from...
A robot horse.
From the video game? The giant that controls gravity?
Hold on. I can show you who he is, because he's right here.
Your Honor,
this guy.
evidence.
He's this blue guy.
It reminds me of the giant from the video game they used to play. What's the name of that one?
The fire
from
giant?
The video game. Yeah.
From Elden Ring? I don't like that guy.
Not the same.
What else? No, not the same. Because he's not a giant. He's a robot samurai. Like I said, solo leveling.
What's the one with the green hair? With the green hair?
The wrong way to use healing magic?
To use... Yeah,
that one's good. I've been keeping that.
What about the tank? Something tank.
Okay.
I was about to say the tank one's really good too.
Are these up?
Not as good as Shangri-La Frontier and solo leveling, but it's up there. It's getting there.
They both have the same concept though. Solo leveling and Shangri-La Frontier. Like this guy's like trying to level up in his own way. Obviously, the Broken Game totally different in that sense, but it just makes me. I've already been watching also Shangri-La Frontier, and I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. The dub. What's up in the dub? You know.
Okay.
You're in something, right?
Right. What about Freerun? Have you guys been up to date with
No,
Freerun?
I haven't watched that one.
That one is really
I'm
good.
waiting for the dub.
I highly recommend.
But with that, I have to go.
How about?
Because I need to.
How about that? Like with this, dear listeners, you guys want to call it a night like this? With the good night with the recording. Let's sunset it. Let's close it off. You know, let's close this podcast off right. Dear listeners, thank you for joining us.
With a poem. Remember, everyone. Tell Marcos he owes me money.
And to remember to follow us on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter,
Facebook.
Pause.
Pause.
And to
Pause.
always, reach out at us if you have any concerns.
Stay frosty, my friends.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Pause.
I said frosty.
But no, but yeah, follow us on our Instagrams or on our YouTube channel that we post
Twitter.
on Twitter, X, now X. What else? Everything's gonna be in the description. Anything that we talked about will be
Spotify.
on the description.
Podcast.
Anywhere that
addicts.
you listen to your favorite podcast, give us 5 stars, give us a thumbs up,
Except for Apple
Cheers.
Podcasts. Actually, no. Sorry. That's included too.
and remember, dear listeners, to stay frosty.
If you're out there, companies, will give us a discount code to give us, some commission. We appreciate that too. Get that free chicken
Alan,
nuggies.
try to reach out to Shonen Jump. I'll try to reach out through Instagram, through Twitter. Let's reach out
Yes.
to Toei.
I need them.
Reach out
We need them
quick.
chicken nuggies.
I alone level up.
We will rise.
I'll rise.
Yeah.
Rise, Serpenter, rise.
Arise.
Okay, with that,
Arise, Igris.
pause.